Hey guys, it's April 1st, 2019. So it's been a while since I've made a video, but here we are today and I'm getting ready to head to work, and I got the good help today. Say hi.
Hi.
She's the boss. We got to do what she says to do today.
Hi.
What did you get?
Sucker.
A sucker? Where did you get that from?
At the office.
At the office? You mean the bank? Yeah. The joys of being a kid. You get candy whenever mommy and daddy go to the bank and either get money out to pay bills or put money in to pay bills.
Why?
I don't know. Bills suck.
There's a cow.
There's a cow?
It doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't count.
You know what?
Let's drive on the road.
It's this way.
I'd say this is her first driving lesson, but it's not. She's a pro. What? Is that a wheel good? Yeah? Okay.
Scared me.
It scared you?
Yeah.
Alright, get on the road.
Do we don't want to get mud?
No, we don't want to get in the mud.
Why?
Because we get stuck.
Does the deers poop down?
Does the deer's poop there?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Alright, hey everybody. It's Clint Hardy, and it is April 3rd now. There's really not a whole lot going on at the moment, so that's why I haven't been posting a lot of videos. But it's at the end of the day. We had a gearbox go out on a pump jack, so I'll just show you real quick how easy it is to replace these bearings. So there's 2 bearings that are shot on it, at least 2. There's 5 total on this one gearbox. 2 of them I know are shot. We do have the bearings here. I'll show you how to replace it. So it's not a farming video, but it is a video how to do something and save a little bit of money. So stay tuned. So this is the bull gear, and they go on these pump jacks here. So we have a motor down here that drives a belt. There's normally a belt there, and then that wheel gets put on right there. So there's caps right here, so there's a bearing right here. There's actually 2 bearings, so I lied. There are 6 bearings on this pump jack, not 5. There's a bearing here on the inside. There's also one back here in the middle. This wheel drives this gear, so there's another little gear right down there that turns, and you can tell how sloppy this is. The bearing that's out over there, I took the other cap off, but all these, there's 3 gears. One back here that drives this wheel, in turn drives another smaller gear on the same shaft, which in turn drives this big bull gear. And these things are so costly to repair, it just does not justify the expense to have it shipped out. Then you pay for shipping and everything else and have somebody else do it. They'll want to press everything off, press everything in. So we're going to do this a different way. I'm going to come out here. This is the other side. I've already taken that cap off. So that cap would go right like that. And then this race sits in there like that, holds that bearing tight against the shaft. Keeps everything nice and tight in there. So I'm going to get a torch. I'm going to burn this inner part of the bearing. And this is the inner part of the bearing. There's actually ball bearings that go around this entire shaft, and I'm going to burn that inner part of the bearing off on this one, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So and then we'll see if we can get this thing up and going. So I have my other helper. He's actually a mouse and fool. He'll catch mice all day long. Won't eat them, but he'll kill the crap out of them. So yeah, so stay tuned. It's a non-farming video, but it's a video nonetheless. I would say that bearing is gone, baby. And there's also normally a little gasket right here. There's no gasket there either. And this thing filled up with water, probably got cold in the wintertime, got in this bearing right here, this one and that one, froze, expanded, and popped. So I might be able to, yeah, this is so loose, I might be able to just do this by hand. Maybe not. All right, I got the ultimate chisel out. Alright, so you can tell we haven't burned through all the way yet. So,
let's get closer. Sorry, doing this two-handed, one with the phone and one with the torch. It's not the easiest.
and I think I can take a chisel and maybe punch that out of there now. You got to be careful not to burn through the case too. We're just burning the race out right now. I think that'll get that one. Now we're going to burn that inner part of that bearing out. And that's cut through, that'll pop right out. Alright, as you can tell, I got the inner part of the bearing out and the race out. Right there, that race broke right in two. The bearing, the inner part of the bearing there, if I can get my camera on it, fell right off. There's the half of the outer race. I did have to get a screwdriver and some 90 degrees needle nose pliers, and they just pop right out. So when you reach in there, just grab it, twist and pull. So that's it on this side. I'm gonna cut the other side out, and then I'm gonna clean it up. Just clean out, you get a rag in there, clean it all up, and then I'll show you how to put the new bearings on. Stay tuned. Alright everybody, this is what the new bearing looks like. I've already got the opposite side over there already in, and when you put this in, you need to make sure that you go, it's got to go in like that. See, one end is bigger than the other, and the reason for that is for this race. So that slides into this race, and this race has a bevel to it, so that slides in just like that to complete the bearing. So that's going to go in like this, and you're gonna have to tap that on. Now we've got a little tool here that we found that slides perfectly over that shaft and hits on the inner part of this bearing. You do not want to hit out here. You only want to hit on this inner part. If you hit out here, you're gonna mess these bearings up, and then you'll be fixing it again very shortly. So I'll show you what she all looks like when we're done. So we have the bearing started, and we take this tool and we hit it right here. It only hits on that, and we hit it on all the way until it seats completely in there. Now the other bearing is just a little loose. That shaft has been worn. So I don't know exactly what this is going to turn out like, but we'll at least get these bearings in there. We'll give it a shot anyway. Now we got that bearing in there. We'll put this race in, and we try to get it centered up as close as possible, and just have it set in there, and we'll just tap it and just go all the way around until it seats. Just tap very lightly, You don't want to mess that bearing up any. And you may have to pick up, like on this bearing or on this bull gear, little bull gear, may have to pry up on that just a little bit to seat that race completely in there perfect. We'll give it a shot here, see if I can do it without it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, we also have this cap that has a lip on it that goes in there and helps seat that in the rest of the way. But I need 2 hands to do that. So, when you do that, if I don't drop it, you don't want to seat it, screw each one of those screws in all the way. You want to go a little bit at a time on each one and go all the way around all 3. Now, if there's 3 or 5 or whatever it is that you're working on, just do slow is always better, because whenever you speed things up, it'll end up being jacked up when you're done. So, hold on just a second. I'll show you what she looks like. Now you notice I'm not hitting for a long time with that drill because I don't want to suck it in too much. There's still a little play, but that's from that other side of that other bearing. The shaft is worn. So I'm going to throw that flywheel on there. Flywheel, whatever the crap you call it. Drive wheel. And see what it looks like when it's turning. Hi. I've got this drive wheel back on. And I don't have a motor hooked up. But since it's got a weight up there, nothing on the back end, it should spin. Now, this needs to be drained. There's some water in there. Needs to be drained, have new oil put in. And this shaft, it is still pretty loose. So, you can tell right there, it shouldn't do that. It's nothing to do with the bearings, but it's just that shaft is worn. So that one shaft should be replaced, but I mean, it'll run for a little while. So if nothing else, it's a quick fix. So here we go. Still a lot better than what it was. Not perfect, but it'll run. And that's how you change your bearings out and save about $500–600 in parts and labor. So at the end of the day, it's done-ish. It will run. It's not going to run perfect. It's not going to run for a long time, just because that shaft. It might run 6 months, it might run 3 months, it might run 3 years. You just don't know until you get it out there and get it to work. So eventually that shaft will have to come out, have to be pressed out, be replaced. But if you're in a pinch and you need to get a bearing on something, that's something that can be done, just a simple little fix. But that's an easy job that can be done by somebody, by yourself. Just be careful when you're torching something. If you have to, use punches, use chisels, screwdrivers, whatever you got to do to get the job done. And my little helper's back. Go catch a mouse, you little bastard. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. We're getting ready to start our field process. Getting ready to plant some corn since it's April 3rd. I'd like to be planting in the next 3 weeks. If everything works out right, I'll be planting about 150–160 acres of corn. So stay tuned for some more videos. I'll try to be more frequent. I've just been so busy with everything else, with these stupid bank loans and everything else. That's a whole nother story I'll get into another day. So stay tuned, and I'll be making more videos soon enough. All right, guys, hope you're all doing good. Take it easy and keep on working.